Okay, welcome to Online AP Statistics. What this orientation is going to do is it's just going to go through basically where everything is in Blackboard and what you're going to be needing to do on a daily or weekly basis. All right, number one at the top, you'll notice this is my announcement. So this is going to kind of want to be where you quickly go for every day. If I've sent out an email, it will always be in this announcements page right here. So for example, we have our online orientation on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Click on the live class link to attend, and then it also states when your getting started folder needs to be completed. Quiz, tests, and retakes, we'll be going over that. If something's wrong with Blackboard, here's your information that you need to go to. Chat, and then this is going to be really important on the main page here. This is always going to be your calendar. I'll have it updated every month with what's due. Now, if you notice, I did change the due dates for everything. They used to be Thursday and Sunday. Now they're going to be Wednesday and Sunday. Since we have chat on Thursday, I didn't want it to be too much. Okay, now notice how here it says 1.1 hiring discrimination activity. That 1.1 means you're going to go to Unit 1 and Section 1 and complete that activity in that section. 1.2 means you will need to know the material from Section 1, Chapter 1, Section 2. That's what that quiz will be based on, is Chapter 1, Section 2. Okay, you'll be taking a quiz for that. 1.1 Hiring Discrimination Discussion Board, Section 1, Unit 1, you're going to be going to the discussion board to complete that. 1.3 homework, 1.4 quiz. Okay. All right. If you would like to print out the FCPS online campus calendar, that's right here. And I always have this print or posted monthly, but if you would like the entire year, you can take a look right here and print these out, and you can print out your year-long calendar if that helps you plan ahead. All right, so I'm actually going to go to the button that you probably won't use very often, but the Syllabus Course Docs button. If you click on that, that just gives you, that's our basic documents that you'll need. Here's the reset policy, so just be careful here. If something happens while you're taking your test or quiz and it closes before you're finished, the only thing to be done is for me to reset your assessment. But please, you have to start at the very beginning of the quiz. However, if this is a continual problem, you're going to have to take your exams face-to-face. So the first time you just get a warning, I reset it for you. The second time, talk to your parents and discuss technology issues. The third time, your assessments have to be taken through Blackboard Collaborate with me and recorded. And the fourth time, you'll have to actually take them face-to-face. So just make sure once you start a test or quiz that you don't go start it and then go to dinner and come back. You just have to sit down and finish it all at one time. Okay, here's your syllabus that you also had in the Getting Started folder. The calendars that you can print out with all of your due dates for the year. Here's the online campus calendar, and then these last two I would print out now. You don't necessarily need them right away in the first unit, but you will later on. So this is the formula sheet that you'll be able to use on all tests, all quizzes, the AP exam. So the more comfortable you are with it, the better it's going to be. So I would suggest taking a second and just printing that out, sticking it in the front of your AP stats binder, good to go. And same with the random integer table. We don't get into that until I think unit 3 or 4, but go ahead, print that out so that you have it when they say, please go to your random integer table to answer these questions. Okay. All right. So let's say we've looked at our calendar and we know we have to do section 2.2 homework and 2.2 quiz. So what you're going to do, your material is always in course content. So course content is basically like your textbook. Okay, so once you click on course content, that has all the units that we're going to be doing up through unit 10. Okay, so let's just click on unit 2 and go through it and see what everything looks like. Okay, at the very top, you'll always have calculator instructions. So throughout the PowerPoints that are basically like your book, there's going to be calculator instructions for how to go through the calculator steps and to complete the questions. Please make sure you have your calculator. You're going to use it all the time. These are much easier to do with the calculator, but get really comfortable with it, etc. But if you're having questions and the PowerPoint explanation is not enough, please click on calculator instructions. Now, for the first couple of units, they're just PDFs, and then later on, they actually are videos that you can use. So this will tell you how to do some of the things that were in the unit. Okay. All right. So with the content videos, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, Okay, there's going to be content. Now, you're going to have 3 ways to learn the material. Way number 1 is through a PowerPoint. Way number 2 is through a PDF. Way number 3 is through a video that is the same as the PowerPoint and the PDF. All 3 of these things are the exact same thing. Okay, so you make the choice on how you want to do this. Here's the PowerPoints, or you can do just print out the PDFs, or you can watch the videos. It's me explaining the PowerPoints. And I understand that some of them are long, so you don't necessarily need to watch the entire PowerPoint with me explaining it. But if there's one particular section that you're not sure of, go ahead and click on that, and it will give you some additional explanations. Okay, guided reading notes. What these are is, if you print this out, this is basically like your note packet for the entire chapter. So you could print that out and answer the questions as you're going through the unit. Okay, you'll also notice that I have a bunch of practice questions that often model what the homework looks like. All right, so let's say we need to do section 2.1. So section 2.1 content, this is where you're going to get the material that's going to be on the AP exam, on your homework, on your tests, on your quizzes. All right, this is like your main content area. So this right here, you could watch this PowerPoint video below if you would like to. Okay, that's choice number 1. Okay. Or you can open up the PDF, or you can watch the PowerPoint. Whatever you choose, they're all the exact same thing. Okay. If you've done all of this and you still feel like you have some questions, if you'd like specific examples of the problem, you can take a look at one of the videos below. So, okay, so the videos below, so notice how it says 2.1 video, 2.1 video. Okay, these are just extra examples of like very specific questions. So if it was a textbook, an example in the textbook, this would just be a quick explanation on effects of a transformation, finding and interpreting z-scores. So if you feel like you're not 100% sure, you can go ahead and take a look at those. If you need further explanation and you still are like, I need some extra help, click on describing a location and distribution. This is just a YouTube video of another teacher taking a look at and explaining the same information. Okay. If you need some review practice, so if you go to 2.1 practice, which is right here, this will give you some practice and the answer key. Now, these are often very helpful for your homework assignments. Okay. So if you need something that's going to model your homework assignment, I would highly suggest looking at the practice problems, looking at the answer keys, and then using those to help you with your homework assignments. Okay, and then this will tell you go to the graded assignments tab and complete the 2.1 quiz, and you'll have to take a look at the calendar to see when each of those are due. Okay, so once again, here's your 2.2 content. You can do the PDF, you can do the video, or you can do the PowerPoint, whatever works for you. Okay, if you need additional practice, that's all underneath here. Okay, here is additional YouTube videos. You don't have to watch these, but these are just for you to use. And then the stuff in red is what you're going to actually have to turn in, but that's all on your calendar. Okay, at the end of each unit is going to be a review packet. So this is totally up to you whether or not you want to complete it. Okay, so here's a review answer key. Here's extra practice problems for you to take a look at, but this is to help you do well on your test. So at the end of every unit, I don't assign this. This is completely up to you to use. Okay, so let's just quickly take a second and look at one of the other units. So let's just go down to Unit 4 just so you can see again. So up here, this was just a little bit different. So instead of having all those extra videos underneath, I actually put it in the very top. So worked out video examples. So in some of the later units, right here, for example, you'll see 4.1. Here's all your additional examples. If you've gone through the content, not 100% sure, and need some extra practice, that's where they'll be. Okay, is in the worked out examples. For example, this section doesn't necessarily have a lot of calculator instructions, so you won't need the calculator instructions for this section. Here's your PowerPoints to go with sections 4.1 to 4.2. This information you'll need at the beginning of the unit. Here's your Unit 4 notes you can print out. Here's a summary. So I give you a lot of additional documents. Like I said, the 4.1 content, that's going to be where you find your material for your homework, tests, quizzes. Here's your videos. You have your PDF, or you can watch the PowerPoint. Just remember that underneath, there'll always be lots of practice. So notice here in section 4.1, I think after the first 2 units, I actually have practice multiple choice questions you can do. Here's probability rules practice. So try these practice problems because they actually do help a lot with your homework assignments. Okay, they help model the homework assignment so that you're able to see what you need to do. And then at the end of each unit, so just remember at the end of each unit there is going to be a review section that's not required for you to complete, but is there to help you study for your tests and your quizzes. Okay, so that's the course content. That's where you're going to basically your textbooks. The graded assignment is where you're going to turn everything in. Okay, make sure you have your cam scan uploaded on your phones. Let's just go to Unit 4, Homework, Tests, and Quizzes. This is where everything is. Okay, so graded assignments, like I said, this tab right here, this is going to be where you're going to turn in all your homework assignments, your tests, and your quizzes. Okay, so let's just click on Unit 1, Homework, Tests, and Quizzes. Please remember that everything that's turned into this folder is graded for correctness. Okay, everything is graded for correctness. So for example, right here, here's your 1.2 quiz. It tells you how long you have to take it. Now, please keep in mind, even though it tells you have 25 minutes to take this quiz, at the end of 25 minutes, something will come up and say, time is up. However, if you still need more time, that's okay. You can still finish. So this isn't so bad at the beginning of the year, but I know students at the end of the year will say, oh no, I didn't have enough time. You can still finish even if it says time is up, so go for it. Okay, so you would just click on this, and all the quizzes are usually multiple choice. Okay, it tells you what the section's on. It's from the PowerPoints and the videos from section 1.1 and 1.2. Remember, it's a closed note quiz, so all your quizzes are, you're not going to use your notes. If you take this quiz and you don't do as well as you had liked, you can always do a quiz correction. So what you do is you click on this quiz correction template, and basically in order to receive back points for this quiz, I am very picky about this, you need to make sure that you fill in this document. It must be handwritten, and you must fully explain the answer to the question. So you need to reteach it like you're teaching it to your brother, sister, someone who has no idea about statistics. Don't just like write the answer out. You actually need to explain it to earn half credit back. Okay? Homework assignments are right here. Click on that. Print it out. Please make sure that your homework assignments are handwritten. So your homework assignment should be handwritten, used by CamScam, and then turned in right here. So please remember that in order to do your homework assignments, you can use the PowerPoints, and you can also use those practice questions that we had that are underneath each content section. So if you go through the PowerPoint, you're like, I'm not 100% sure if this matches the homework, go to those practice questions. Those practice questions will have answer keys that model what the homework should look like. Okay, so your homework, feel free to ask me questions, feel free to ask questions, feel free to use your notes, etc. Here's your quiz right here. You click on this. This will take you to your quiz corrections. Okay, and then at the bottom you'll have a multiple choice and a free response exam for the end of each unit. Okay, so you'll notice you'll have a free response exam and a multiple choice exam. Please keep in mind you can always do multiple choice corrections if you don't do as well as you had liked. Okay, the free response exam, you won't be able to use your notes or anything with that, but it must be handwritten, and please just make sure that you turn that in handwritten, and then I will give you feedback on how you did. Okay, so that's that. The end of unit Frappies, this is what you'll turn in at the end of every unit. You'll go in here, and if you'll notice, the Frappies are like the free response questions that you have that are going to be modeled after the AP exam. You have the Frappies and you have the answer keys. So the goal here is for you to do the Frappie on your own, then check it and grade it yourself with your answer key. Okay, so that's going to be important that you do that, because this is going to give, these are all old AP questions. This is going to give you lots of practice with your AP questions that you will have on the AP exam. Okay, so the discussions is where your discussion board is going to be. All right, so if you click on this link right here, this will take you to the discussion board. Okay, and this will just go ahead and tell you what your discussion board is, and then you will click on this right here, and then you'll be able to click on this, and you'll be able to go ahead and create your discussion board. Okay. Now keep in mind that when you're doing this, please just make sure that you take a look at the instructions for the discussion board, because notice how here it will say answer the question posted, you get 5 points, and then you get another 5 points for stating whether or not you disagree or agree with somebody else. So for every discussion board, you're going to have 2 posts, one that is going to be you explaining your material and one that's response to somebody else's.